Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing one of my last fall projects on my list and I'm super excited about it. I've done this the last 2 years, lasagna bulb layering in my pots and containers. They're so nice. I love to just layer it up, have it ready, store it in the garage during the winter. You do have to water them just probably once a month I like to do while they're in my garage, and then I bring them out early spring and start to water them a little more consistently if it's not snowing or raining. And in the spring you'll have beautiful bulbs. So we're going to do that project today. I'm also going to go back by my shed and take some of the plants that I've planted out and put bulbs in there too, so that should be fun, and clean up some of my fall decor that I have back there. So let's get going. So a couple months ago, Pottery Barn had these pots all on sale, and I decided to splurge a little bit and get some really nice ones for my front porch that I'm going to use over and over again, and I think they're so beautiful. I ended up getting 4. I think I got the extra large, the medium, and the small. They're a perfect little grouping of pots. I'll put a picture in here so you can see the other ones. But for size reference, this is the large, I believe. Yeah, and this is like the Home Depot size bulb thing, if that gives you any perspective. So this is what I'm going to be putting in here. I picked these up from Lowe's, I believe. I love this mix. I love having this hyacinth next to my front porch because they smell amazing. I did that last year, and I love pinks and yellows. And since these are going to go by my front door, they're going to match really well with what I have in the bulbs in the ground right in front of my front porch. So I think it's going to look really nice, add a little bit more color, and just a really nice spring perfume as you walk to the door. I also have these bulbs that I didn't end up using in the ground, so I'm going to put these in there too. These are the pale yellow with some red and green edges. The red I'm not so sure about. Online it's pretty soft and subtle, so I think it'll be just fine. But I'm going to put those in there too, just because I want a little bit more in there, and I didn't end up using them in the ground. So I'm going to put in some soil and then my bulbs. I am all out of bulb tone, and I'm not going to use any. I'm going to try it and see how it is and see if I really even need it in these pots. I'm going to try that out this year. So I won't be doing that. Maybe I'll put some plant tone in there, actually. I think I will. You guys know me. I'm so indecisive. But as I'm sitting here, I'm like, I do have plant tone, so I think I will put that in. I feel like that's plenty of good food for it, so it should be fine. And I'll show you as we go that I layer each thing. In fact, these probably are all about the same planting depth, so I guess I'm not really doing lasagna, because if I had anything in here that was a little bit shorter, I'd plant it 3 to 4 inches deep, and then the tulips and daffodils would be like 6 to 8 inches, but I think these all are about the same height, so should be good with that. Okay, so annoying, but that didn't film me putting those in there. But basically I just put them all with the point up, and I alternated what I have in here. So these purple ones are the hyacinths, and so I put one here, here, and here, and here, just to kind of balance it out. And then I kind of did the same thing with the daffodils. Then I came in with one variety of tulips, and then I came in with the other variety of tulips, and then that will give me a good mix. So everything's up. The soil does tend to settle a little bit in these, so I did kind of pack it down a little bit, and then I want to leave like an inch without soil. So it said 3 to 5 inches on the package actually for this. So I'm going to put the soil like up to here, and that will give me a good depth. Same thing with this one. The hyacinths there's only 2 in here, so that's okay. So I have one here, and that'll be great actually, because I'm crazy. I'm going to switch this one with this one, and that will be a little more balanced for me. So that's going to be so pretty to have those up in the spring. So now I'm going to put soil on top of them, and I'm going to store them in my garage. Okay, we are at our next stop. I have loved this fall decor out here, but it's definitely getting cold every night, down to like 28, sometimes 26. And then it's about 40 to 50 during the day. But it's time to move all these. And I do want to save these plants in here. It's a little dry. I should have come and watered, but they'll be fine. I actually think I will water a little bit right now before I pull them out, just so they're not totally shocked. But I'm going to save these plants and plant them in a pot that I have in the back. You probably saw it in the background when I was planting up the other bulbs. But I want to be able to keep them and use them, the ones that I can. I'll probably keep the ivy and the lamium in here just because they're kind of on the edge, and the creeping Jenny down here, and then just do the bulbs in here. But it's time to say goodbye to the pumpkins. They're all frozen. And I just put them in a big compost pile that the city picks up, so it's really nice. Something's been digging in this plant. We've got some little critters around, and I think maybe that's what's knocked over all my corn stalks. I've got some little critters messing around here. But anyway, hopefully they don't get into my bulbs. We'll see. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to clean all this stuff up, take this mum out. I'm going to move all these potted boxwood topiaries into a corner, and I'll show you where I keep them for the winter. I'll just have these out here, and then I'm going to put Christmas trees on top of these after I fill them with bulbs. So let's get going on this part of the project. Okay, so I took out the asparagus fern. Looks like there's a little bit left in here. And then I dug down, if you can see. I do remember that last time I came in here and put in fairly new soil, so I think it's fine. I'm not going to add new soil. I'll probably top it off a little bit, but the soil is pretty nutrient, I think. So I left the ivy, which is an evergreen, which will be pretty, and the creeping Jenny, which is an evergreen, and then the lamium, which is a semi-evergreen. Love this plant so much. There's a little more ivy over here too, so that should be nice. I have a Christmas tree that I'm going to put on top of this. It just kind of sets on top, so should be perfectly fine. And then the tulips will be down in here waiting and chilling and getting ready for spring, so everything just kind of lines up. And then I'll have these when it comes springtime, so that will be really nice too. Okay, let me show you what bulbs I have. Last year I definitely wished I had more, so I grabbed this mix at Costco, and this has 50 different varieties of daffodils, which are so cute. I love all the different color variations, and so I'll do 25 in each pot of these. And then these I got from Eden Brothers. These are the pastel charm mix, so they're kind of more like this with peachy, but they're really roughly. They're so cute, guys. So I'll add that to those too. I might have extras of those, and I have one more little pot I can use if I need to. And then I had 3 for each pot of these tulips left over. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to put a few tulips, and my other ones got pretty full, so we'll see what we can fit in here, and let's get those in now. Okay, these are all done. I actually mounded them pretty good with dirt because, as always, it settles. I like to water everything in just to get it settled. Plus, this was kind of dry and these plants need some water right now. So cleaned it all off, got it all prepped. Looks really good. Love the lamium. I'll see how it looks this winter. I've never tried that before, but I think it should look pretty good. Step 2 for this area will be in another video where I add wreaths here and Christmas trees with lights. So that will be coming up next. I have these pots all lined up in here in my garage, right by my sink. It's messy in here, whatever. Just so that I can fill that up and water them about once a month. That's about all I water them. As it gets closer to spring, probably about March or the end of February, I'll keep checking on these, and once I see them sprout a little bit, I will take them out here. I'm gonna clean that up when I'm done. And they can be out in the sun here, and then I'll water them more often if it's not raining or snowing. So that's what I do. So I just keep them here, drag them out there. And I ended up having one more bag of those bulbs, the pastel charm, and so I just put the bag in here. There were some that looked a little rotted, so I tried to space out the good ones and put the other ones in between. So we'll see what I get. It's a pretty small pot, so I think it's going to be really pretty, but I had some left over, so, and I had another pot, so I wanted to make good use. Okay, so this is a spot where I keep all my potted up topiary boxwoods, and it's just out here by my deck where I water these things sometimes in the winter, and all my pots up here. So it's close by, which is nice, and it's really protected. There's less chance of that freeze thaw, and I do get some of it, but it's nice and sunny here all day. So this is a really good spot I have found, and I haven't planted something in here. Every time I try to plant something in here, it dies. So I need to get the water figured out. So it's nice and empty right now. So it's a perfect spot for these. Last year I did have this one crack. So that's the only thing I worry about are these clay pots cracking. So I have a feeling this one's kind of gonna be done for by the end of this season, but whatever. The clay ones aren't too much money, and the other ones have been fine. So we're gonna do it for another year. Another thing I have read about leaving pots out in the winter, because you can pull them into your garage if you need to, but I like to keep them out in the sun. But if they are 2 zones colder, like the plant hardiness, than your zone, then they do pretty good in pots. And I can tuck some mulch up around them, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think they're gonna be totally fine. And I'll just keep checking on them throughout the winter and watering them about once a month or so. I don't need too much water, just enough that they don't completely dry out, bone dry, but because they're dormant, they're not going to need a ton, just a little bit here and there. And then I potted up all these just because I wanted to save them. I just got them, and I think they'll do well here. I don't know about the sage, but these other things should go really strong for quite a while. And I accidentally got a little bit of ivy in here. I didn't intend to do that, but that's okay. Looks so pretty. And this is just in a spot right here where we took out a bush, and I haven't decided exactly what I want to put there. And so I plopped that there. I'll probably put another pot off my front porch over here too next to it for the winter, just to kind of hang out. So anyway, good spot, close to where I water everything, just like the other things too, so that's really nice. Okay, I'm glad to have that project done. The very last project I have are Christmas lights. I'm gonna put some lights on all my trees back here, and it's gonna look so pretty. I did it last year, so I'm excited about that. So thanks so much for watching. Of course, as always, we'll check back in the spring and see how everything looks, and it's all just gonna be so beautiful. I cannot wait for it. It's gonna be something to definitely look forward to. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.